Hello YouTube. So this video is going to be about lack of trust. A lot of people have this issue, or a lot of people are, having this issue, like their boyfriends or girlfriends don't trust them. They don't know why. Or they don't trust their significant other. They don't know why they can't trust them. This is such a common issue. I can't even express how many people I know that are having this problem. People I know, people I don't know, I hear about it all the time. And there is really only one answer. You didn't trust them when you got in the relationship. You should never... There is something... I don't know why people think that trust is some sort of present that is given to you and the significant other when you get into a relationship. It's like, okay, I didn't trust you yesterday, but since we're boyfriend and girlfriend now, I trust you, and you trust me. Like, we have to trust each other, otherwise we shouldn't be in this relationship, and that's so wrong. Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, that's not how it is, but it really is. Everybody thinks it's some sort of given in a relationship that you automatically trust just based on your status. It's like girlfriend equal trust or boyfriend equal trust. That just doesn't make any sense to me. First off, it's not a present that's just handed to you when you get into a relationship. It's something that has to be built. It's something that has to be proven before you ever get into a relationship. That is why I always say that becoming friends before you ever get into a relationship, getting to know the person really well, that is key to longevity in a relationship. You really need to build you need to really have a good, stable friendship before you ever even decide to get into a relationship. If you don't trust the person, then you're not ready to get into a relationship with that person. It's just that simple. You don't get into a relationship and then try and trust the person or expect trust back. It just doesn't work. That's when cheating, and that's when being accused wrongfully for cheating, and I know us girls do this all the time. We assume the worst whenever something goes awry. The guy doesn't text as much, the guy doesn't write you as much, the guy doesn't call you as much, he's hanging out with other people more, or he was late at work, or he didn't meet you somewhere. Just these little things. We always assume it is the worst. They're cheating on us, or they're doing something that they shouldn't. So obviously, you don't trust that person if that's what you think. Well, if you do trust that person, then you would not assume the worst. You would just kind of put it on hold and ask him about it, and talk to him about it. Trust what they have to say. That's what trust is when you communicate with the other person, and you try and build an understanding, and you take what they say and you believe, well, at least you try and understand, and you accept and believe that's the truth. That's what trust is. And it's not a given. You have to build it. It is something that you have to build while you're in the friendship zone or whatever. That's why when you start becoming friends and you're friends for a long time, then you get into a relationship. That's why those are the ones that last the longest. That's why those are the ones that turn into marriage, and you're always happy, you always look happy, everybody envies you. Those are the great relationships. So yeah, if you're stuck in this kind of predicament where the guy doesn't trust you, then I wouldn't say reconsider the relationship. I would say that you both have to communicate a lot more on a personal level. At least try. You have to try and be understanding, try and get to know the other person a little bit better. Don't push the relationship further. Just kind of keep it steady for a while until you get a little bit more comfortable. Okay? And that's the same if you're having trust issues with him or whatever. And yeah. If you're having trust issues yourself and you've had trust issues a long time, a lot of people have trust issues due to past relationships. They just kind of carry it with them into the next relationship, and it's not fair to the other person. So you kind of have to try and figure yourself out a little bit better. It's not the other person. You got to think, how many boyfriends have I had that I just couldn't trust because that one dick screwed me over that one time? Now, you have a problem trusting men. And you know, I completely understand, because I've had my issues with trusting men, and I've had, you know, instances where the simplest things would cause me to think the absolute worst. But you really have to, if you're having a trust issue and he's not, then you're gonna have to start figuring yourself out a little bit more and start just trying to get the guy to understand that you have some trust issues, and just to give you some time to figure yourself out a little bit. Like I said before, don't push the relationship any further than it already is. Trust is the foundation of every relationship. You have to have it, but it has to be real. It can't be forced. It isn't given. It has to be built from the ground up. Trust is not a given. Never is, never should be. Just has to be proven, has to be given. And I'm not saying that, when I say proven, I don't mean go stalk the guy and hire some hooker to hit on him and see what he's gonna do, or any sort of ridiculous thing like that. I'm just saying, naturally, we as human beings, when we're friends or when we're in relationships, there's just, you know, things happen naturally that cause you to just build that trust. They just happen naturally. You don't force something so you can trust, and don't push that on them. You know, that's wrong. It's so manipulative and wrong. Don't ever try and sneak on him and see what he's doing, because it's not the right way to go about it. So yeah, just let it come naturally in the relationship. You'll eventually, either the person is trustworthy or they're not. And if they're not, then you should never get in a relationship, and it's thank God that you guys are just friends, right? So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep this short. Stay friends until you can build some trust. Alrighty? Alright, see you later.